ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter number 6. We'll read verse number 14 and 15. Okay, whoever wants to read the verse can raise your hands, please. I am the host. Thank you, Prabhu. Shubha Rao Prabhuji, go ahead, please.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, धन्यवाद, प्रणाम।
Pranam.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अहो नुवंशो यशसा वदातः।
Shubha Rao Prabhu.
यस माता जी। अहो नुवंशो यशसा वदातः। प्रयव्रतो यत्र पुमान् पुराणः। कृतावतार पुरुषस्य आद्यः। आचार धर्मं यद कर्म हेतुम्।
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Krishna. To see who's next. Rekha Mataji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अहो नुवंशो यशसा वदातः प्रयव्रतो यत्र पुमान् पुराणः कृतावतारः पुरुषः स आद्यः आचार धर्मं यद कर्म हेतुम्। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Thank you, Krishna. Madhumaya Krishna Kanta Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अहो नुवंशो यशसा वदातः प्रयव्रतो यत्र पुमान् पुराणः कृतावतारः पुरुषः स आद्यश्चचार धर्मं यद् अकर्म हेतुम्। थैंक यू माता जी।
Thank you, Krishna. Anjali Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अहो नुवंशः यशस आवदातः प्रियव्रतः यत्र पुमान् पुराणः कृता अवतारः पुरुषः स आद्यः चचार धर्मं यत् कर्म हेतुम्। हरे कृष्ण माता।
Thank you, Krishna. Venkat Narasimha Das Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अहो नुवंशो यस्सावदातः प्रयव्रतो यत्र पुमान् पुराणः कृतावतारः पुरुषः साध्यः सचार धर्मं यद कर्म हेतुम्। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Hare Krishna. Vijay Kumari Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अहो नुवंसो यशसा वदातः प्रैवर्धो यत्र पुमान् पुराणः कृतावतारः पुरुषः स यात्यात् चचार धर्मम् अत्कर्मणे हेतुम्। हरे कृष्ण माता जी। थैंक यू।
Prafulla Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अहो न वंश यशसा पदातः प्रियव्रत यत्र पुमान् पुराणः कृतावतारः पुरुषः साध्यः चचार धर्मं यद कर्म हेतुम्। हरे कृष्ण माता जी। थैंक यू
Thank
माता
you, Krishna. Madhu Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अहो नुवंशो यशसा वदातः प्रयव्रतो यत्र पुमान् पुराणः कृतावतारः पुरुषः साध्यः चचार धर्मं यद कर्म हेतुम्। हरे कृष्ण माता
Thank
जी।
you, Krishna. Usha Mataji. Usha Bhatt Mataji. Usha Bhatt.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। प्रणाम सीता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अहो नुवंशो यशसा वदातः प्रयव्रतो यत्र पुमान् पुराणः कृतावतारः पुरुषः स आद्यः चचार धर्मं यद कर्म हेतुम्। थैंक यू माता जी। हरे
Thank you,
कृष्ण।
Krishna. Revati Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी।
Thank
अहं
you.
तु वंश यक्ष स्वरादतः प्रियेय वरदो यत्र भुवान् पुराणः कृतावतार पुरुषत्त आद्यस् ससार धर्मं यत् अकर्म हेतुम्। हरे कृष्ण माताजी, थैंक यू वेरी
Thank you, Hare
मच।
Krishna. Chitramohini Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अहो नु वंशो यशा सावदातः प्रेयाव्रतो यत्र पुमान् पुराणः वृतावतारा पुरुषः स आद्याश् चच्चार धर्मं यत्कर्म हेतुम्। हरे
Thank
कृष्ण,
you, Hare
थैंक यू।
Krishna. Dr. Vasti Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण। अहो नवंशो यशसा विदातः प्रयाव्रतो यत्र पुमान् पुराणः कृतावतारः पुरुषः स आद्याश्चचार धर्म यद अकर्म हेतुम्। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Sujata Mataji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अहोनुवंशो यशसा वदात प्रयाव्रतो यत्र प्युमान् पुराण कृतावतार पुरुषः साद्य चचार धर्मं यदकर्म हेतुम्।
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Srinivas Rao Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम। ओम
Hare
नमो
Krishna.
भगवते वासुदेवाय। अहोनुवंशो यशसा वदातः प्रयव्रतो यत्र पुमान् पुराणः कृतावतारः पुरुषः स आद्यः चचार धर्मं यदकर्म हेतुम्। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Krishna. Lakshmi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। अहो नु वंशो यशसा वदातः प्रयव्रतो यत्र पुमान् पुराणः ऋतावतार पुरुषः साद्यः चचार धर्म यद कर्म हेतुम्। थैंक यू माताजी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Krishna. अहो न वंशो यशसावदातः प्रियाव्रतो यत्र पुमान् पुराणः कृतावतारः पुरुषः स आद्यश्चचार धर्मं यदकर्म हेतुम्. Oh no, indeed, Vamshaha, the dynasty, Yashasha, with widespread fame, Avadataha, fully pure, Priyavrataha, related to King Priyavrat, Yatra, wherein Puman, the supreme person, Purana, the original person, Kritavataraha, descended as an incarnation, Purusha, the supreme personality of Godhead, Saha, he, Adhya, the original person, Chachar, executed, Dharmam, religious principles, Yat, from which Akarma Hetum, the cause of the end of fruitive activities. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Ki Jai. Oh, what shall I say of the dynasty of Priyavrat, which is pure and very much celebrated? In that dynasty, the Supreme Person, the original personality of Godhead, descended as an incarnation and executed religious principles so that could free one from the results of fruitive activities. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Ki Jai. There are many dynasties in human society wherein the Supreme Lord descends as an incarnation. Lord Krishna appeared in the Yadu dynasty and Lord Ramachandra appeared in the Ikshvaku or Raghu dynasty. Similarly, Lord Rishabdev appeared in the dynasty of King Priyavrat. All these dynasties are very famous, and of them, the dynasty of Priyavrat is most famous. Okay, verse number 15. को न्वे अस्या कष्टाम् अपरो अनुगच्छेन् मनोरथेनापि अभवस्य योगी यो योगमाया स्फिरयाति उदस्ता हि असत्यायेना प्रयत्नः. Kaha, who, no indeed, Asya, of Lord Rishabdev, Kashtam, the example, Aparaha, else, Anugachet, can follow, Manarathena, by the mind, Api, even, Abhavasya, of the unborn, Yogi, the mystic, Yaha, who, Yoga Mayaha, the mystic perfections of yoga, Svirayati, desires, Udastha, rejected by Rishabdev, he certainly, Asataya, by the quality of being insubstantial, Yena, by whom, Rishabdev, Krita Prayatnaha, although eager to serve. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Who is that mystic yogi who can follow the examples of Lord Rishabdev even with his mind? Lord Rishabhdev rejected all kinds of yogic perfection which other yogis hankered to attain. Who is that yogi who can compare to Lord Rishabhdev? Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Generally, yogis desire the yogic perfections of anima, lagima, mahima, prakamya, prapti, ishita, vashita, and kama vashayita. Lord Rishabhdev, however, never aspired for all these material things. Such these perfections are presented by the illusory energy of the Lord. The real purpose of the yoga system is to achieve the favor and shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But this purpose is covered by the illusory energy of Yoga Maya. So-called yogis are therefore allured by the superficial material perfections of anima, lagima, prapti, and so forth. Consequently, ordinary yogis cannot compare to Lord Rishabhdev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjan Chalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Karna Sindhu, Deenbandhu Jagatpate, Gopesha Gopika Kantha, Radha Kantha Namastute, Taptakancham Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Vishvanuste Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advait Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Namam Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Pristhaya, Bhutale, Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namne. Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gaurvani Pacharine, Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatayine. Oh, what shall I say of the dynasty of Priyavrat, which is pure and very much celebrated? In that dynasty, the Supreme Person, the original personality of Godhead, descended as an incarnation and executed religious principles that could free one from the results of fruitive activity. Who is that mystic yogi who can follow the examples of Lord Rishabhdev even with his mind? Lord Rishabhdev rejected all kinds of yogic perfection which other yogis hanker to attain. Who is that yogi who can compare to Lord Rishabhdev? Okay. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, which is called as the Creative Impetus, chapter number 6, which is called as, do you still remember?
The activities of Lord Rishabhdev.
Activities of Lord Rishabhdev. And we are at the part of the chapter where Lord Rishabhdev has already left the material world. How did he leave the material world?
He was burned with in the fire, forest fire.
He burned into ashes.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the apparent contradiction that did his body get offered to the fire, or it actually just looked like that, but it really didn't happen like that. Okay, yeah, but yes, for the sake of discussion, yes. And then yesterday, what did we discuss? Who is a learned scholar? Who is a learned scholar? Because before that, we were discussing about Upadharma, right? That the invention of new religion by copying the activities of Lord Rishabhdev, not following his activities. But then there are some devotees who are sincere, and they're called learned scholars. And who are they? Who are?
They glorify Rishabhdev and also the people who glorify the Rishabhdev Mataji.
So yes, the devotees who glorify the activities of Lord Rishabhdev, learned scholars glorify the people who glorify the activities of Lord Rishabhdev, and of all the people in the entire world, people who are from which place?
Bharatvarsha
are most fortunate because they can glorify Lord Rishabhdev's activities, and pure devotional service is easily available to people in Bharatvarsha province. Okay, when today the glorification is of the dynasty in which Lord Rishabhdev appeared, which is Priyavrat. So Prabhupada gives example of Krishna appearing in what dynasty?
Yadu dynasty.
Yadu dynasty. Lord Ram appearing in what dynasty?
Ikshvaku.
Raghu dynasty or
Raghuvanshi.
Ikshvaku dynasty. And Lord Rishabdev appearing in which dynasty?
Priyavrata.
Priyavrata dynasty. So I was thinking why Prabhupada is writing all these dynasties are very famous, and of them dynasty of Priyavrata is most famous. What makes dynasty of Priyavrata most famous? Any insight? Because anecdotally speaking, the Yadu dynasty must be most famous because Krishna appeared there. But here we are seeing that Priyavrata dynasty of Priyavrata Maharaj is most famous. Any insight why?
Krishna's dynasty then actually disappeared after Krishna's departure, almost when he departed.
Why Krishna didn't do activities when he was there?
When he was there were so many activities, but after his departure, the Yadu dynasty collapsed actually. All the Yadus, they supposedly fought and they killed each other and all that.
Because Kali Yuga had to come. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
Thank you. Yes, why dynasty of Priyavrata? All right, so I don't know the reason. I don't have a reference, but I was thinking that I don't know if this is right or wrong. So you have all the ability to accept or reject it. Whatever is my understanding is because in the dynasty of Priyavrata, Krishna appeared multiple times. It was not just once. Right, he was very, very merciful. What are some of the forms he appeared in Priyavrata Maharaj dynasty? Lord Rishabdev. Then we have the pastime of
Prudu.
Maharaj. Yes.
Matsya Avatar.
In Priyavrata dynasty? I don't know. Prachetas, very nice, very nice. Prachetas, they were devotees of Krishna. And then who is going to be the hierarchy of Rishabdev from the next chapter onwards?
Bharat Maharaj.
Bharat Maharaj. So the dynasty of Priyavrata is a single most dynasty where multiple family members are mentioned chapter after chapter. Yes, we have a 90 chapter book of Krishna's activities in the 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, no doubt. But it's mostly we read about Krishna. Or are we reading about Krishna's dynasty and its activities too? I'm sure there were so many activities. You see, Srimad Bhagavatam is like just a highlight. Like in newspaper, you have the highlight and then you have the detail. So Srimad Bhagavatam is just like the highlight, the most prominent activities. It is said that the demigods have their Srimad Bhagavatam. Like our Srimad Bhagavatam has 17,000 verses, their Srimad Bhagavatam has over 1 lakh verses. So whatever is given to us, these are highlights. So whatever is given to people living on earthly planet, especially people in the province of Bharatvarsha, we read more pastimes and glorification of the family members of Priyavrata dynasty. But you can say that I'm wrong in my understanding. Okay, so the whole dynasty becomes very famous. If Krishna appears, then Krishna actually makes the whole dynasty very famous. This is also mentioned in Queen Kunti's prayer as what? Because Krishna can appear, he doesn't need to appear in Yadu dynasty, he doesn't need to appear in Raghu dynasty, or he doesn't need to appear in dynasty of Priyavrata. But he makes the whole dynasty, and it appears that this dynasty belongs to God or Krishna. So what is Queen Kunti comparing it to? Yes, who has read Queen Kunti's prayers? What is she comparing it to? Prabhupada explains very nicely. All right, so we go forward, but we forget the backward. We are going ahead in Srimad Bhagavatam, but we are forgetting the most important canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the first canto. Most important. If we have not read first canto Srimad Bhagavatam, there is no way we can understand anything else. There is no way. Srimad Bhagavatam first canto is the foundation. The foundation. You know, if like a child does not know how to write A, B, or C, or how to recognize A, B, or C, there is no way they're going to write big literature books, are they? They don't even know A, B, C, D. Will they produce very big literatures
No, Mataji.
in English
No.
language at least? It's not
No,
likely.
Mataji.
Like that, if we don't know first canto Srimad Bhagavatam, we haven't even started. Okay, so Kunti talks about Malaya Chandan, right? Prabhupada gives a very
Malaya
nice class on this, that Chandan can appear, a sandalwood tree can appear anywhere. It doesn't need to appear in the Malaya province, which is present-day Malaysia. But because it appears in the Malaya province or present-day Malaysia, it is called Malaya Chandan. So Yadu dynasty is celebrated. Krishna is celebrated to be from Yadu dynasty because of Krishna's presence. But Krishna can appear from anywhere. And Sri Prabhupada in the lecture gives example of UD colon. Right? UD colon. He said Cologne is a country in Germany. And because this perfume was manufactured in Cologne, Germany, so the perfume is called as UD Cologne. But perfume can be manufactured anywhere in the whole world, but because it was manufactured there, that's why they named it like that. Because Krishna appeared in the Yadu dynasty, so Yadu dynasty is celebrated. Because Rishabdev appeared in dynasty of Priyavrat, the dynasty became celebrated. So if we have even one pure devotee, just one pure devotee in the entire dynasty. I don't know what the word dynasty actually means, how many generations. Someone look up and tell, like, the dynasty entails how many generations? I don't know. But so even if like one pure devotee appears, the entire dynasty is celebrated. This particular person is from this dynasty. Prabhupada also says in the class there that we have to be careful about the cheaters, because there are some people in Bengal near Mayapur area or Ekachakra where Nityananda Prabhu appeared, where they call themselves as Nityananda Vamshidhari, right? Or Nityananda Vamshi, or the people or the generation coming from Nityananda Prabhu. Okay, for namesake is okay, but actually we become a rightful higher of that particular dynasty if we are doing if we are carrying the legend forward. What is that dynasty famous for? Like in India, there were so many kings, no, in Rajasthan and places like that, Rajputs. But after the British rule, they had to surrender. Right, so they are still called as Rajaji. They're still called as, some people are still, I believe, are still called as like that, right? Even because they're
Erstwhile king.
Yes, yes,
Hmm?
yes.
They are all known as erstwhile kings.
royalties. But actually, are they royalty? Are they carrying forward the legend of their family?
No, no, Mataji.
They're
No,
not. So it's like a namesake, right? So I'm not trying to find fault or I'm trying to make a point. What Prabhupada is explaining, that just by belonging to a particular dynasty, there's no need to be proud of it unless and until we're actually carrying on the legend of that particular dynasty. So if somebody says that, okay, in present, I have some friends who have last name Yadav. She tells me I'm from Krishna's dynasty because my last name is Yadav. But are you carrying the activities? So many people say we are actually descendants from Lord Ram's family. All right, good for you. But are you really doing what Lord Ram asked to do? Or are you really like carrying out the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna if you're saying that you're from Yadu dynasty or this dynasty? So one needs to be very careful and guarded against being not get absorbed with the title. Okay, if somebody has a title, then they have to figure out what does it entail, what does responsibility entail. If, for example, I say, okay, please forgive me, okay, Prem Prakash Haridas Prabhu. Say, okay, Prem Prakash Haridas Prabhu is the doctor. Doctor. So, okay, this actually comes with a lot of responsibility, right? This title comes with a lot of responsibility, or it just comes with reward? Huh? You only tell us, Prem Prakash Haridas Prabhu.
Comes with
When you say,
lots and lots of hard work.
is there a sense of responsibility? Is there a sense of duty,
Great.
or is it just a reward?
It's a great hard work, great responsibility, and great duties.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, if somebody is doctor but they are not doing anything about it, then the name doesn't have that much weightage. You see, like that. If somebody says I'm from this dynasty, but they're not doing anything about the dynasty lineage, it's not that glorifying. It's okay, fine. You know, what are you doing? So the Priyavra dynasty is most celebrated. I don't have a reference. This is my understanding. And if you have other understanding, please feel free to share that in Priyavra, Maharaj Priyavra's dynasty, multiple family members are mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam as being devotees. And Krishna has appeared as twice, Prithu Maharaj and Rishabdev. So it's very unique for that particular dynasty to be celebrated. And we are fortunate to have come across that pastime. And in this particular verse, Lord Rishabdev, you see how it goes? That first of all, the devotees who exemplify Lord Rishabdev's activities are glorified. And then the whole dynasty in which now it's getting more and more personal. The dynasty in which he appeared is glorified. And now we're going to read few verses about how Lord Rishabdev personally is glorified. Okay. So it's like if somebody does a very good thing from India, so we glorify the country that India is a very good country. It provides such good platform for people to be culturally advanced. And one person has made a mark in the world, and then we go to that person's family there. So this family, how this family has taken care of this particular person for them to achieve such high goals in life. And then we go to glorify that particular person. So that's what is happening. You see, all these directors and producers get ideas from Srimad Bhagavatam because it's before them. So we don't need to go anywhere for entertainment because there's so much detail here, so much action. So Lord Rishabdev first glorification is that he rejected all kinds of yogic perfection. What kind of feature of Bhagwan is exemplified in Lord Rishabdev when we say that he rejected all kinds of yogic perfection? You know, Bhagwan feature has 6 qualities.
Renunciation.
Yeah. So what is the word? What do you understand by renunciation? Because if I say that I have rejected to go to the movie theater, is that a spirit of renunciation? And what is the difference between me saying I have rejected to go to a movie theater and our understanding of Lord Rishabdev rejected all kinds of yogi perfection? What is the difference? Or tell me.
Renunciation is basically you have everything and you deny enjoying that. You don't enjoy that. You leave everything. That is renunciation. Going to movies, we are trying to gain something. That is different. The renunciation is basically you have everything and you don't want to enjoy it. You just...
Okay, thank you. Very nice. Thank you very much. Anyone else?
Renunciation, the meaning of the renunciation is Vairagya. Vairagya is something which is in your thinking. The actions are all follow-ups. So it's mainly your thinking about everything else that surrounds you. You are not at all connected or concerned with it.
Can you repeat the last line? You're not at all connected or concerned about it. What was?
Whatever is surrounding you, the material manifestations or cosmic world, you are not concerned or connected with it at all.
Can you give an example?
For an example, I live in the middle of a palace and still it doesn't matter whether I live in a palace or I live on a big a bed, or I sleep on a bed, or I have a big dining room where I dine. It makes no difference at all. Tomorrow, if that thing is taken away, it doesn't make any difference. You don't feel the necessity or requirement of it at all.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Surekha Mataji, thank you. Prem Prakash Adas Prabhu, thank you. Yes. So when the Lord Rishabh rejected all kinds of yogic perfection, which he still has, all these yogic perfections are still under his control, you see. It's not that, okay, going, when I'm giving my example, I renounce going to a movie theater. It's like I had to work for it. And I had to like consciously develop some higher taste or consciously restrain for some higher purpose. There was an effort. There was this effort of doing this. But when we talk about Krishna, when he rejects or when his renunciation is there is no effort. He still owns it. He's not owned by it, but he owns it. He still owns all the yogi perfections, but he doesn't care about it. Like Prem Prakash Das Prabhu said, like he can be living in a mansion or a palace, but he's not owned by it. Okay, it's there and it's not there. So that is the difference between a material consciousness and a spiritual consciousness. Material consciousness, there's this effort. Unless and until it becomes effortless. It's not that we cannot achieve spiritual platform. We can definitely achieve spiritual platform, but then we have to make an effort. Krishna is nothing. It's like, what is that? We have Parashya Shakti. What is the verse? Parashya Shakti.
Parashya Shakti Vividheva Shruyate.
Vididheva Shuryate.
Vividheva Shruyate.
So Parashya Shakti Vividheva Shruyate, what it means is that all these Shaktis, all these energies are actually subservient of Krishna. Krishna is not governed by any one of them. They actually, why I was listening to one of this very rich person's interview one day to see, like, because Maharaj was going to teach him that he said, you see, he was asked that what is the motivation to earn billions and billions and billions of dollars? What's the motivation? Okay, there are some external factors that, okay, we want to have fun, we want to not be deprived of anything or this, but he said the real motivation is that according to him, money gave him freedom to choose. Okay, that was his reason, like number one reason, for whatever I could understand. Money gave him freedom to choose. He didn't have to think too much. So money gave him freedom to choose. So that was, he wanted to have that much money in his life. And I was thinking later, Prabhupada, if you listen to Prabhupada class, first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verse number 24 and 25, Prabhupada gives a class together, where Prabhupada explains that, you see, Krishna is richest of all rich. There's no comparison. In this material world, we call this person rich, this person richer, this person richest, or this person poor, poorer, or poorest, because there is a comparison. There is a scale. But Krishna is so rich that there is no comparison. There is actually no comparison to Krishna's riches. But he's free. He's free to do whatever. Prabhupada uses this word. But then he says, Queen Elizabeth in Buckingham Palace, she's also very rich, but she's locked up in the palace. She's locked up in the palace. She is rich, but she's locked up. So it's so hilarious. Prabhupada makes this point. And when this fellow made the point that he wanted to be very extremely wealthy because he thought money gave him freedom to choose, it made me think that really, really it gave us freedom to choose, then why are we still not able to choose not to die? Why are we not able to choose not to grow old, not to fall sick? It's a distraction. That's what, we read here, these yogic powers. This is a very powerful line. The real purpose of yoga system is to achieve the favor and shelter of the lotus of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But this purpose is covered by the illusory energy of Yoga Maya. So-called yogis are therefore allured by superficial perfections of Anima, Laghima, Prakti, and so forth. Okay, so the real purpose is just a distraction. It's like saying a child has fallen down from a swing and is crying, and the caretaker, it could be father, mother, grandparents, or anybody, the caretaker runs to the child, and the child is trying to explain that I'm hurt and it's hurting. And the caretaker says, why are you feeling so hurt? You're such a brave child. Come on, let's go get a balloon. Come on, let's go get a ice cream. So you distracted the concentration. You didn't let that energy, that chit, that atma potency of that living entity focus on the main agenda. See, got distracted. So because it is a play of illusory energy. And Krishna is so rich. He's rich. He can make anyone rich because he's so rich. What is that? Anyway, I'll not. Some people might get hurt, but anyway. So the problem is that understand the difference between Lord Rishabhdev's renunciation and a renunciation of an ordinary personality or ordinary person. They are not comparable. And why I say that? Because there is no effort on the part of Lord Rishabhdev to reject these mystic powers. Is that the illusory energy is not disturbing him. But an ordinary living entity, when they're trying to renounce anything, there's an effort. You see, that's why Varnashram system is an effort, no, to go towards transcendence. It's an effort. Because we are conditioned and we have two natures, the conditioned and constitutional. The Varnashram system, okay, go through Brahmacharya. But somebody wants to marry, okay, go to Grahastha, concession. But don't remain in Grahastha forever and die there. That's not a good death. Then become a Vanaprasth. And then from Vanaprasth, gradually move to sannyas. So you see, there's an effort. Can you sense it? That it's a gradation. But for Krishna, it's not like that. For Krishna, renunciation is at his fingertips. And he still owns everything. He's not that, when we renounce, we disown some things. Yes, we can say because we are owning something superior, we disown, but there is also a sense of disowning and owning. Krishna owns and is still renounced. Okay, so all these yogic siddhis can allure the mind of a very common person whose goal in life is not to become Krishna conscious. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sureka Mataji, you might know what verse is this. He says, I think it is 6th chapter, one must elevate oneself with the mind and not deteriorate. Is it 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita?
Yes,
One must
Mataji.
elevate. Huh?
Uddharet atmanatmanam
Which
atmanatmanam
chapter is it,
avasādayat.
Mataji?
It is 6th chapter, yes.
Which verse?
5th or 6th.
5th or
Uddharet
6th, beginning only?
atmanatmanam natmanam avasādayat. Atmaiva hi atmano bandhur atmaiva ripuratmana.
Thank you very much. I'm so proud of you. So one must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. So this is a very important instruction, one must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is going to bring different contradictory arguments, desires, hankering, lamentation, situations. It is, but we have to remember Krishna's instruction. Okay, and then what happens when we remember Krishna's instructions? The heart not get cut. It is Chiddanti. I can take you that verse because I know that verse is in 7th chapter Bhagavad Gita, verse number 1. What is the benefit of hearing and executing Krishna's instruction? That whatever is very this one. Vidyate hridaya granthis chidyante sarva samshayaha kshayante cha asya karmani drishtva evatmanishvare. So whatever is vidyate hridaya granthis. Grantha means knot, na? Vidyate hridaya granthis chidyante. Chidyante means cut into pieces. So whatever knots are there in the heart, which are binding one to material world, they get cut into pieces just by hearing word Krishna. Okay, so remember that how did we get to this discussion? Remember that Rishabhdev is celebrated because he still owned all these mystic powers, but he still rejected them. And now the common yogis, they hanker to achieve these mystic powers, and they achieve it. And Prabhupada is saying that this is actually a covering by the illusory energy of Yog Maya, because the main purpose is now gone. They're now distracted. So these yogic powers are sitting in the mind. That is why Sukdev Goswami told Parikshit Maharaj when he asked the question in the beginning of this chapter. And what was the question that Parikshit Maharaj asked to Sukdev Goswami in the beginning of this chapter? People who have said too much today, please be quiet. I want to hear from people who have not said too much today. Yes, who can tell me? What was the question that Parikshit Maharaj asked Sukdev Goswami?
Why did Vrishabhadeva not exhibit mystic yoga?
What was the answer?
And he gave about the mind, all description about the mind.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so because these powers, yogic powers, are sitting in the mind. And then Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, one must deliver himself with the help of mind and not degrade. Okay, so now we have a lot of choices how we want to go about in our life. Today is Nirjala Ekadashi. Okay, the main focus of Ekadashi is to chant more rounds, to be more, to do more, to save energy, come to the center of our existence and to be able to do more for Krishna. If someone is able to keep it without drinking even a drop of water, go ahead. But if somebody is just gonna sleep because they are keeping Nirjala Ekadashi, then eat and drink a little water, but still chant at least 25 rounds today, minimum 25 rounds today, and read extra today, and try to preach or talk about Krishna with at least one person today. Okay, if you can go to temple, that will be really good too. Questions, reflections, realizations, corrections, complaints?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, although the question it's not something I want to ask, but really, I'm really having this question in my mind. To whom Lord Rishabdev is praying to? Is it impersonal Brahmana, or what exactly it is? Means like.
Okay, we have this answer. What is you know the answer? You will tell me. Tell me what is the definition of an avaduta? We discussed it so many times.
Means who is beyond this Varnashrama system.
Okay, the hippies are also beyond.
Yes, and he do not follow any norms, etc., which is being laid. Means he do not need to. He's above all those
hippies
things.
Do that too.
He's above. Yeah, he's.
What else? What is the distinguishing feature? Very nice. What else?
He.
Yes, help your classmate.
Center of life is Krishna.
Krishna is fixed,
He is situated in his own transcendental glory.
Yes, Madhumay Krishna Kanta Mataji, what does it say again?
He is situated in his own transcendental glory and bliss.
He is situated in his own spiritual glory. Atmaram is the word.
Yeah.
Okay, in his own spiritual glory. Krishna is like that. You know, there's a pastime in Krishna's, I don't know if it is I don't think it's in 10th canto. I don't remember where I read it. But it says, Krishna enters one of the palaces of his 16,108 wives. Okay. He enters, and then, there's no electricity there. The jewels itself and the stones itself are reflecting so much light. So he accidentally looks his own face in the pillar of the palace, and he gets attracted to this. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. So basically, he gets attracted to his own self. That is why he's called Atmana. He's very satisfied in his own self. Doesn't need anyone else. But he still have us so that we can have fun with him. Understood, Mataji, Dr. Avasti, Mataji?
Yeah, Mataji. But sorry, we are Baddha Jivas, but still the concept comes. Lord Rishabdev left everything. He was an avduta. He left everything, and the fire came, and ultimately everything was aside, but still his body was there. A fragrance was there all over. So I was just thinking, if he is situated in himself, that means inside him, he was praying to Shyam Sundar, who is there inside him, or is he there inside? He himself is.
Don't speculate. It's fine. It's fine. Even if he's doing that, that's also fine. You can say, okay, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was praying to Radha and Krishna, but he is Radha and Krishna himself. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly, Mataji.
Okay, we can accept that. Okay, we can accept that. You see, we are also very self-absorbed, right? In material world, we are self-absorbed. We are also situated in our conditional glory, thinking about what is good for me. Am I making a good choice in the career, in education? Are my children good? Is my face looking okay? Is my hairstyle good? Is my body good? Did I eat nicely? Did I do vegan or what kind of food? Aren't we absorbed, Mataji? Aren't we absorbed in our conditional glory all the time?
Yes.
Krishna is absorbed in his spiritual glory. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you for asking. Any other question, reflections, realizations, corrections, or complaints?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji,
Hare
any
Krishna.
specific chapter from Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam to read today?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, Prabhu.
Okay.
I
Okay,
know
Mataji.
in what is that extra month we get? Purushottam month. In
Purushottam month.
Purushottam month,
12
we
chapter.
read 15 chapter Bhagavad Gita every day. I don't know if you have to read, then maybe read that for your favorite chapter.
First chapter of Canto 1, describing the glories of Krishna and describing himself.
Okay, Canto 1, Chapter 1, right, Prabhuji?
Yes. That
Thank you, sir.
describes what Lord Krishna is all the time. Wonderful. And if you can even read first three slokas, the first one describing Lord Krishna, second one describing glories of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and third one describing how you read the Bhagavatam.
Okay, from Chapter 1 only, right, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Canto 1, Chapter 1.
Yes.
Okay.